Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome back to the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now has urged a federal judge in the United States to ignore records suggesting the person admitted into the Chicago State University in the 1970s was a female. Now, in a September 11th filing before Judge Geoffrey Gilbert of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois, Tinubu said his Nigerian political rival, Atiku Abubakar, was trying to sandbag him in the ongoing case over academic documents. One of Tinubu's lawyers in the case, Christopher, entered the arguments on the Nigerian president's behalf. It is established beyond the pre-adventure that it is improper to sandbag one's opponent by raising new matter in reply, Tinubu said. Now, ahead of today's hearing, Justice Gilbert had recommended that all parties appear before the court on Tuesday afternoon. Amid strong indications a ruling was imminent in the matter, and according to Tinubu's lawyers, controversies in the Southwest College record generated around Tinubu's identity was a conspiracy theory and not the fault of the Nigerian leader. The quoted and referenced portion of the Nigerian court's filing parrots conspiracy theories about President Tinubu, including that the degree from his Chicago State University really belongs to a female named Bola Tinubu. Tinubu's lawyers said that conspiracy theory is not an asserted basis for discovery. So, news reporters had reported that Atiku's lawyer, led by Angela Ilui, quickly filed a response to let the judge know that the arguments Tinubu's lawyers were making should be ignored as well, and the hearing should be allowed to proceed as scheduled. Although Atiku Abubakar's disputes the assertion made by Tinubu in his motion for leave and accompanying sub-response, Atiku contests to Tinubu's submission of the sub-response and its accompanying exhibits on the assumption that the court will allow his counsel to respond to the arguments and the assertions made therein at the hearing before the court scheduled for tomorrow, September 12, 2023, the lawyers said. We recall that Atiku Abubakar is asking the U.S. court to grant enough subpoenas to compel records and disposition from the Chicago State University amid controversy about Tinubu's admission and graduation. So the school has continued to present contradictory documents that often throw up more questions than previously convinced. For instance, at least 2 certificates issued by the school in Tinubu's name are in public domain. One was given directly to Tinubu, while the other was given to a Nigerian lawyer who obtained a subpoena for the records last year. The one given to Tinubu said he graduated on June 2022, on June 22nd, 1979, June 22nd, 1979, having been admitted in 1977, while the one issued to the Nigerian lawyer, Mike Ewa, carried June 27, 1979. So you see the difference in the dates. Tinubu's own, the one given to Tinubu, was issued on the 22nd of June, the same year, while the one issued to the Nigerian lawyer was on the 22nd of June, the same, on the 27th, of June, the same 1979. Still, additional records of admission submitted by the Chicago State University under the 2022 subpoena showed that a certain Bola Tinubu, who was admitted into the Chicago State University, also the same in 1977, presented a Southwest College result bearing to be a female. Furthermore, Enora Daniel, the Chicago State University's president, who purportedly signed the 2022 certificate for Tinubu, only joined the school in 1998, or 19 years after Tinubu was said to have graduated. She left in 2008 following a financial mismanagement scandal, or 14 years before she purportedly signed the certificate on the school's current president. So there's a lot of controversies that surrounds Tinubu's Chicago State academic records and his results and all of that. So my country people, Tinubu's lawyers are now telling the U.S. courts, that's the United States federal judge, that the petition brought upon by, that's the suit filed by Atiku Abubakar and his lawyers, should be discharged. They should ignore the records. They shouldn't look into it. According to Tinubu, it wasn't his fault that his Chicago State University document was showing that he was a female. It's not his fault. After all, he blamed it on a clerical error, that it was mere human error. It was a clerk, a clerk in the school that made such errors. That's why there were a lot of errors in his results. But then Tinubu said it's not his fault, and also told Atiku that he cannot use his academic records against him at the Court of Appeal. That was before the final judgment. And now, after the final judgment has been given by the Court of Appeal, Atiku is set to embark on another journey by going to the Supreme Court, the apex court in Nigeria. And Atiku needs, strong evidence, because the petitions he filed in the appeal court, the judges, they dismissed those petitions, saying it lacked merit. There were no enough evidence to back them up. So Atiku is trying to, get his hands on every evidence he can use against Tinubu at the Supreme Court. So my country people, this is just a fight between Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? However, Nigerians have reacted. They have started all this. This is a shameful presentation. So whose fault is it? Well, Tinubu's life is full of lies and fraud. Well, you said it is not your fault. So is it the fault of INEC? This matter will reveal if the US courts and institutions have degenerated into the Nigerian level. Even the lawyer's argument shows that some people who work there for the decoy of America, for the decay of America. Guys, these are some few reactions from Nigerians. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section.